Hi guys, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead. So it's day 3 of TikTok. And, I gotta be weird and add to it. It's just the way I am. She mixed everything in the pan. I'm not gonna do it that way. And I'm gonna add a few things so that if you have little kids at home, let's hide some veggies and then they can still eat it. So, I'm gonna take my already cooked up burger. And I'm going to add a chopped onion, which she didn't do. But I think onion makes everything taste better. Well, not cake, but you know what I mean. And we're going to get that all chopped in. Just until the onions get nice and translucent. Yeah, she mixed everything in her 9x13 pan. And I really didn't want to do it that way because I want to make sure everything gets mixed in quite nicely. So, I have a dilemma, and I hope you guys are okay with it. I have been having so much fun looking at TikTok, and now there's Instagram, I think it's called, and I've been finding all these recipes that are just awesome. So if you guys don't mind, I'd like to go into 2 weeks and doing TikTok and now Instagram recipes. I have 5 amazing ones picked out for next week. So I hope you guys don't mind. But I'm just, it's like when you can actually watch a video of it being cooked and whatever, and then you can add whatever you want to make it amazing. It's kind of making me feel like a little girl inside, and I'm like, yay, I can do that or that or that, So if it's all right with you guys, I'd like to do a second week. And then we can do the Dollar Tree one after that. But I want to get back into some pantry cooking too, because groceries are getting expensive. And I'd like to do a couple weeks of pantry cooking too as well. So let this get done a little bit, and then I'll be back and we're going to get through this. All right, so let's get to this. So this is called Sloppy Joe Under the Bun. And, I mean, what kid, what adult doesn't like Sloppy Joes? So, we are going to add 1 can of manwich. And you could add your own, you know what I mean? If you have your own Sloppy Joe mix that you make, you can add that as well. Then you add 1 can of rotel. Now, what I wanted to add so that, you can get those finicky kids to eat their veggies, I'm going to add a can of mixed vegetables. And I know that sounds really, really weird, but when I did daycare, the daycare kids would never eat vegetables. They all hated them. My kids would eat every vegetable underneath the sun, including ones that I didn't like, like asparagus and squash. Now I like squash. Well, I love squash, some of it, but I would never eat any of that, and my kids would eat anything. So what I did, I started adding the vegetables to the dishes, and the kids couldn't pick them out. So like in spaghetti, goulash, tuna fish casserole, things like that, I would add veggies to it. And like, who wants to mess around picking out little pieces of corn or peas or carrots or whatever it happens to be? So I got them to start eating their vegetables. And their parents like that too. But my kids, like I said, I never had to do that. Because they ate them. I had a 3-bite rule with my kids. You have to try 3 bites. If you don't like it, then you don't have to eat it. But you have to eat 3 bites. And you know what? Didn't find anything my kids didn't like. I'm going to add just a little bit of pepper to it. Not too much because you don't want it getting too spicy. And a little bit of salt. That wasn't in the recipe either. But I figured too, in these day and ages, and we're trying to save money and, eat for cheaper, that if we do, add a vegetable or add something to it, we're bulking it up. And by bulking it up, it's making it stretch out farther too. So what I've been doing with my leftovers every night is I call Courtney and see if she wants it. She's not a Sloppy Joe fan, so she won't. But there's a guy at work, Eric, and he loves everything that I cook. So we've been taking the leftovers to work. And so, you know, we're feeding people at work too. So that's good. That makes me feel good. And it actually makes Tom feel really good because then he's like, big man on campus, you know. Your wife really cooks good. And a lot of them watch the channel and stuff. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Alright, so now I have a greased 9x13 pan. I am starting dinner a little bit early today because I've never done it before, phone-in doctor's appointment with my real doctor. And we're going to pour that in there. I think my additions will taste good. If they don't, well, I don't know what to say. But I just figured it'd be a good way to bulk it. And it'd be a good way to get your kids to eat some vegetables. My grandson happens to be very fussy. AJ. He is very fussy. If he could live on macaroni and cheese and pizza for the rest of his life, he'd be happy. He'd be really happy. Alright, so now the next thing, we of course have to have cheese. So we're going to put cheese over top of that. I found such good recipes today, you guys. I don't know how good they'll turn out, but there's been so many changes these last few months, you know, that it seems nice to actually be excited to cook. And, you know, I'm having fun, and that's great, and I hope you guys are having fun right along with me. Now, I didn't do up any of my bacon bits. The bacon wasn't crispy enough to make into bacon bits, so I'll make some up that will. Alright, so then we're going to do bacon bits. Then we're going to take an 8-pack. I just have the Walmart brand of biscuits. I just chopped off all my nails yesterday, so of course it'd be really hard to get it today, right? Alrighty. So now we're going to take these biscuits, and they don't have to touch because of course they're going to swell up and they're going to, you know, get full and they'll take up that space. I hope this turns out as good as I think it will. But you know, sometimes we think things and thinking and turning out could be two different things, you know. Alright, so there's the biscuits. I'm going to move them away from the side just a little bit. Alright, then we want to add some more cheese. We don't need a whole lot on there. Just enough to kind of cover up those biscuits. She used an entire bag. I'm not going to do that. Alrighty. Then, to get toasty, we're going to add some more bacon to the top of that. I just think that's going to be awesome. Oh my. Alright. And I didn't even use the whole package of that either. So now we're going to put it in a 400-degree oven. And like she said, from 20 to 40 minutes. I'm not sure. But I would think that it would be when the biscuits is done, because I've already cooked everything else. So, and it's hot. So we're going to put it in the oven. And we're going to let those biscuits get done. And it's going to be hopefully a crispy little top on there. But, you know, let me know below if you guys like the recipes that I've been doing. And if you don't mind me doing the TikTok, Instagram next week. Because I think it's going to be fun. You know, I think that sometimes we forget that cooking can be fun and creative. And it's like being an artist, and we can watch videos, we can read recipes, whatever it happens to be, but the one thing that we sometimes forget is us, and things that we think might be a great addition to something. And I have to thank you guys, because before I'd follow it right to a T, and yesterday's I followed right to a T, But you guys have been so supportive that if I want to try something different, I'm not afraid. Like, I look at some of the reviews on some of these other channels, you know, that are posting some of this stuff, and they're like, she did that wrong, and she did this wrong, and oh, that's gross, and oh, that's blah, blah, blah. So I'm not the only one that gets those once in a while. But, you know, if people, like, some of them were really mean, not to this girl, but a couple of other people, and I'm like, if you don't like it, just scroll, you know, like, next. But, this may not be for everybody either. And anything that you make, you know, make it you. Make it you. And thank you guys for giving me the courage to do that. And so I hope this turns out really good. I do. All right. So we're going to let it cook 20 to 40 minutes. I'm not sure what that means, but 20 to 40 minutes. You guys are amazing. All right, you guys. How does that look? Doesn't that look amazing? I kept it in about 30 minutes, so it's in between what she said. So I'm going to take a little bit bite. The doctor just called and said that my appointment's probably going to be 4:30 now, and I'm like, well, I'm glad I cooked something early then, because Tom gets home between 4:30 and 5 o'clock. All right, I'm pretty... Oh, by the way, so while I'm letting this cool a little bit, so Tom took all those extra tacos today to work for Courtney and him and for Eric. And other guys end up with some of it. And Eric went to go get another one. They were all gone. He's like, where did they go? And he says, anything your wife cooks, you just bring it. I'll eat it. So Tom's like a little proud peacock. It's so funny. Hot. Mmm. Mmm. Mm-hmm. You guys, that's a keeper. And you can't really tell that you put veggies in there. It's got a little bit of a bite. So if you don't want it to be spicy, don't do the rotel. Just add maybe just regular tomatoes to it. But that is really good. And I'm glad I added the extra stuff. Because that's a nice, I mean, look at that, how deep that is. That's a really nice filling dinner. I think I'll eat just one biscuit. Tom will probably have 2 or 3, but it's really, really good. Really, really good. So give it a try. And again, thank you guys. You guys are amazing. I'll be back for Tom's taste test, and we'll see what he thinks. Well, hi, Tom.
Hello.
My doctor still hasn't called, and it's 5 o'clock for a 4 o'clock appointment. So that's Sloppy Joe's with buns on top. Look at that. What do you think?
Good.
And I added veggies to it.
Yeah.
And you can't really taste the veggies in it either, can you?
Mm-mm.
Think the veggies were a good addition?
Mm.
Yum.
Where's yours at?
I already ate. Well, so when the doctor calls, I'm not sitting there chewing.
Right.
I'll just watch you. So did your friends enjoy the tacos today?
Yeah, well, you got all that.
They just kind of took them off his plate too, huh?
Yeah. He says, these are really good. He says, why don't you try some? Oh, okay.
So he says he'll eat anything you bring in, huh?
Pretty much.
You guys are all spoiled over there. All right. Well, we're going to end this video in case the doctor finally calls. You guys have a blessed night. Be a blessing, and bye, Tom.
Goodbye, Tom.
You guys have a good night.